This is News 12 at 10.
Tonight on News 12 at 10, an ongoing search for an Oklahoma teen who's been missing for nearly 5 weeks. How many volunteers showed up to help? And a Sherman family loses everything in a house fire on Friday. What they think could have caused it and what they say they'll miss the most. Plus, more than 150 pounds of meat seized at the border. Why officials say the man couldn't bring the goods into the country. Welcome to News 12 at 10. I'm Meredith McCown. A 17-year-old Pauls Valley girl has been missing for nearly 5 weeks, and today the search continued. News 12's Joe Valdez was there and spoke with her grandfather.
Nearly 50 volunteers showed up Sunday morning in Pauls Valley near Chapel Ridge Apartments to search for Faith Lindsay. The 17-year-old has been missing for nearly 5 weeks.
It makes my heart feel good to see people come out and help us out.
Faith's grandfather, Jesse Lindsay, says Faith hasn't been seen since October 29th. He says she's a 4.0 student who is shy and has a passion for helping people. They last spoke 2 days before she disappeared.
Now it's went to the body search, kind of different mood.
Every pair of eyes and every pair of boots is essential.
Brian Smith and his search and rescue volunteer group came out from Oklahoma City to help.
It's really important simply because law enforcement doesn't have the manpower or the resources to commit 30, 40, 50 people out here to look at every inch of ground with so much other stuff on their plate.
This is actually a really good turnout. I was really surprised to see how many people were here, and that really shows how many people care about her.
OSBI says Faith could be in Seminole, Garvin, or Pontotoc County.
Everybody that's not able to be here, please pray for the family and pray for those that are searching, and just pray that she's found.
Ross says other possible locations are Stratford and Seminole. They plan to continue searching next week. In Pauls Valley, Joe Valdez, News 12.
Days before Thanksgiving, a Sherman family is left with nothing after a fire destroyed their house Friday night. Even after all this, they told News 12's Braley McCoy why they're counting their blessings.
That's just everything. Everything I've ever owned is in that house.
John and Ramona Kxii weren't at home when their house went up in flames Friday night. The couple says they're just thankful everyone is okay.
Possessions can be replaced. The memories, no, but at least everybody is alive.
Their daughter was out of town, and John's brother, who also lives with them, wasn't home. Sherman Fire is investigating the cause, but the Kxiis say they think it was electrical.
I've been telling the landlord for a while there were some electrical issues, and she never did anything about it.
The Kxiis were left with the clothes on their backs and need basic items like clothing, shoes, and food to start over. But Ramona says those things are replaceable, and the biggest loss were the family photos and memories made in that house.
His mom just died 2 years ago, so it's just trying to salvage memories of her.
Yeah.
John lived in the house for 16 years. He says this isn't the first time he's lost everything in a fire.
I actually moved to Sherman because of a house fire in Bells. So the second time starting over from a house fire.
John and Ramona are high school sweethearts and say they're grateful to have each other at a time like this. Their family is staying at a friend's house, but don't know where they'll go next.
You know, with everything going on, at least, you know, we can savor the mental memories.
An account at First National Bank is open for donations. For ways to help, check out the KXII website and app. In Sherman, Braley McCoy, News 12.
Police say a semi-truck full of pork products caught fire on Highway 75 near Howe today. Howe Police Sergeant Keith Milk says just before 7 this morning, a trailer was engulfed in flames on South 75 north of Farmington Road. He says the truck was hauling pork products on its way to Mexico. Police say the incident blocked traffic for most of the day, but no one was hurt. No word yet on how the fire started. No bologna. U.S. border agents seized more than 150 pounds of bologna from a driver entering the country from Mexico. The U.S. Customs and Border Protection says the driver told agents Thursday he had rolls of frozen turkey ham in his pickup truck. Upon further inspection, agents found it was 150 pounds of Mexican bologna, which is made of pork. The driver was released, but the bologna was seized and destroyed. Border Patrol says bologna can't be carried across the border because it could introduce foreign animal diseases to the domestic pork industry. Turning to weather, it'll be sunny skies to start off the week, but rain is on the way for Thanksgiving. Tom Hale joins us in the Weather Center. Tom, what's in store for the holiday week?
Well, I wish I could say that it's going to be a perfect dry week, but it's not. But the worst when it comes to cold weather is past us. This morning we had frost everywhere and temperatures tumbled down into the upper 20s and the 30s. By comparison, we had highs today that jumped up into the upper 60s, and tonight skies are clear. You can run out to the Festival of Lights or drive through some neighborhoods. Christmas lights are on their way up and temperatures are running fairly steady, if not falling just a tiny bit, into the mid-40s for morning low temperatures. 44 will be the average, clear and mild, and tomorrow we'll warm right back up under mostly sunny skies into the upper 60s, and then we need to talk about Thanksgiving, so stay tuned.
All right, thanks, Tom. The controversy over embattled Navy SEAL Eddie Gallagher leads to the ouster of the Navy Secretary. Defense Secretary Mark Esper asked for Richard Spencer's resignation, and he got it. Fox News correspondent Jackie Heinrich has the details.
Defense Secretary Mark Esper firing the Secretary of the Navy over his handling of the case of embattled Navy SEAL Eddie Gallagher. According to a statement from the Pentagon, Esper lost trust in Richard Spencer regarding his lack of candor over conversations with the White House about the case. Esper saying, quote, "I am deeply troubled by this conduct shown by a senior DoD official. Unfortunately, as a result, I have determined that Secretary Spencer no longer has my confidence to continue in his position. I wish Richard well." According to the Pentagon, Spencer privately proposed to the White House to restore Gallagher's rank and allow him to retire with his Trident pin. On December 2nd, Gallagher will undergo a review of whether he should be kicked out of the Navy SEALs. He was acquitted of several war crimes during his Iraq deployment, including shooting civilians, murdering a captive ISIS fighter with a hunting knife, and threatening to kill SEALs who reported him. The only charge he was convicted of was posing with the dead body of the ISIS teenager. The Navy demoted Gallagher until President Trump reversed the decision. President Trump promoting Gallagher's interview on Fox and Friends Sunday morning, tweeting, "Have no fear, all will end well for everyone." Gallagher, in his interview, seemed to appeal to the president.
I just want to retire peacefully with all the honors that I've earned, get back to my family, and I don't know how many times I've thanked the president. He keeps, stepping in and doing the right thing, and I want to let him know that the rest of the SEAL community is not about this right now.
The White House reportedly told the Navy they would not intervene. A senior U.S. official tells Fox News that given all the messy issues surrounding this case, Esper decided it would be impossible for Gallagher to get a fair hearing from the military, so he decided to allow him to keep his Trident and retire at his current rank. In New York, Jackie Heinrich, Fox News.
A home run in the classroom and a dominant pitcher on the field. This week's A+ athlete excels at all she does.